It is now my honor to introduce the Honorable Hillary Rodham Clinton, the 67th Secretary of State. Madam Secretary.
Well, welcome to all of you, and I think on behalf of myself and all of our colleagues, we are so grateful to you, especially those who have been carrying the mission of the Center for so many years, since 1999, and those of you who have supported this mission by your very generous contributions to the creation of the very first United States Diplomacy Center. It's wonderful to see Undersecretary Kennedy. I think he is a time traveler because I've never been at an event with him where he has not served with everyone there. But his unflappable professionalism and counsel is something that we have all very much benefited from. I also want to thank Ambassador Bagley. As Pat Kennedy said in introducing her, many of you have experienced firsthand Elizabeth's ability to set her mind to a mission. That's why I encouraged her to take on this Diplomacy Center, to build on all of the good work underway since 1999 and launch this campaign to enlist the private sector. And I'm very grateful to her for this extraordinary success. It's wonderful being here with all of my colleagues, and particularly Secretary Kerry. None of this would be possible without Secretary Kerry's leadership, and we all thank you very much, Mr. Secretary, for that. Now, the Diplomacy Center is, as I think you have heard from each of my colleagues, a labor of love for all of us. Now, Henry Kissinger has written the book on diplomacy. I'm sure he'll have another book out just in time for the opening of the center. He's got one coming out this fall, so Henry gets started on the next one so that we can appreciate that. Jim Baker has been the real champion of this center and its realization. And, you know, Jim, it's wonderful once again being with you and Susan. And thank you for the championing of this center and for your very strong words of support. As Madeline said, she was present at the creation of the Diplomacy Center. I was looking to see what pin she was wearing, whether it was an optimistic pin or a pessimistic pin. It's an American pin, so that's particularly appropriate for this day and this dedication. And I thank her for really conceiving of this idea. And Colin Powell, who has been in this unique position, really only General Marshall, because he served as both Secretary of Defense and Secretary of State, has anything comparable to Colin Powell's service as Chairman of the Joint Chiefs and as Secretary of State, brings a very unique perspective, which we heard here just earlier. I thank all of them for their insights and their extraordinary commitment to our country. We are here in large measure to honor all those who have served from the very beginning, even before the Treaty of Paris, which might not have been possible without good American diplomatic efforts, keeping our friends, the French, involved on our side and staving off some of the other challenges that came our way. Right now, nearly 70,000 diplomats and development experts are serving around the world. You've heard briefly about some of the exhibits that will shine a spotlight on the crucial work of diplomacy and development. And it will also highlight how that work has changed from Benjamin Franklin to John Kerry and beyond. That's an important part of the mission of the center, because we want people who come to this center to understand what diplomacy is all about, what it has accomplished, but also how it has evolved. It's clear in today's world that we communicate differently. We have a lot of ways of understanding what is happening in other parts of the world, but nothing substitutes for the professionals who are there to assist every Secretary of State, every president, in understanding what the backstory is, what's happening sort of below the surface, to try to break through for those peace treaties or for those breakthroughs in trade or human rights. For the United States, that means we do have to build strong relationships, not only with governments, but also with publics. I think this has been one of the major changes in the last decades. I kid in my book about how it would have been so difficult for Henry to sneak away from Pakistan to China when everybody in the world has a cell phone. So you have to think differently about how to achieve the same goals, how to convince others to work together on behalf of a world of peace, prosperity, and progress. So 21st century statecraft is harnessing new technologies, public-private partnerships, diaspora networks. We did build a digital division to amplify our messaging across a broad range of platforms, from Twitter and Facebook to Flickr, Tumblr, and beyond. By 2013, more than 2.6 million Twitter users followed 301 official feeds in 11 languages. And our diplomats, particularly our ambassadors, but up and down the ranks, were developing their own Facebook pages and their own Twitter accounts. They were going on local television. They were engaging in every way they could imagine. They were meeting people in what we call civil society, but which are community activists, volunteers, journalists, students, business leaders, labor leaders, religious leaders. And we do encourage more such contacts. And in fact, that will be the message of the Center's exhibit entitled "Diplomacy is Connecting People." I think the visitors, particularly young people, will be able to interact in real time with the department's social media feeds, learning about cultural and educational exchange programs, even having the chance to stand behind a podium and engage with the media as an official department spokesperson for a few minutes. We hope that will encourage some to consider a career in diplomacy. So today we take a major step forward. We still need some help, and I would be remiss, and Elizabeth would never forgive me if I did not mention that, because we want to be able to move this exciting project forward. I think at a time when there are those who wonder about our role in the world, this center sends an important, indeed an indispensable message, that diplomacy and development are at the heart of America's leadership, and that leadership remains absolutely essential for everything we hope to see happen in the world, not just for our country and for Americans, but for people everywhere. Thank you very much.